Hey, I've been living with the Bar 300 every day for weeks, so let me talk to you like someone who knows what actually feels different when you hit play. You're the kind of person who notices when sound feels flat, when voices lack presence, when music sounds thin and two-dimensional, that nagging sense that something isn't quite right. You've lived with that gap long enough to know there's a better way, and once you hear it, there's no going back. Before anything else, check the current price and availability. Compact yet capable systems like this don't stay stable in stock for long, and waiting usually ends with either higher prices or missing out. There's always a moment where you realize your old setup just isn't cutting it anymore. For me, it was watching a movie and repeatedly raising the volume, trying to coax life out of weak audio. You know that feeling, chasing detail instead of enjoying it. That's the moment you leave compromise behind. The first night with this soundbar feels like sound finally opened up. Dialogue stays centered and confident instead of trailing off. Music feels fuller and richer instead of thin. Dolby Atmos and MultiBeam don't just exist, they give a sense of width and space you didn't get before. There's a calm confidence every time you press play because you already know how it's going to sound. You feel it during late night watching when you don't have to hunt for clarity. You feel it during casual music sessions where the audio feels laid back yet present. You feel it during action scenes where effects feel spacious, not just forward and loud. Even everyday shows feel more intentional because the audio finally matches the picture instead of trailing behind it. This isn't about raw numbers or blasting volume. It's about balance, how sound spreads across your room in a way that feels natural, how MultiBeam gives a wider soundstage without extra speakers, how Dolby Atmos adds dimension without overkill. It feels like someone actually listened to what good sound should feel like, instead of just stacking specs on paper. Don't assume prices and stock will stay friendly. Systems this versatile tend to shift quickly, and hesitation usually ends with compromise. If you're hesitating because you think compact soundbars can't make a real difference, let me tell you this one does. It fills space with presence instead of just noise. You stop wondering if it's enough, you feel that it is. One surprise benefit you don't notice until you live with it is how clean and clear everything stays even at lower volume. Dialogue stays focused, music stays warm, effects stay defined, you don't have to crank the house to feel presence. Owning something like this changes how you interact with audio. You don't settle for gaps anymore. You walk into a room expecting clarity, and you get it. Sound feels wide and alive, dialogue stays clear and centered, music feels richer than before, Atmos feels spacious without fuss, listening feels effortless every time. It won't replace a full surround rig someday. If you want earth-shaking bass, you might add a sub at some point. You stop looping through lesser choices. You stop settling for almost enough. You choose what genuinely satisfies you, and every time you glance at weaker gear, you come right back here because this one already feels right. Check the current price and availability now. Make the call while this configuration still makes sense, so this doesn't become one of those upgrades you delay and quietly regret later.